Hello, gym owners. Today, what we're going to actually be covering together is what you need to do if you want to start your ads at $30 per day. Now, this is going to lead you into potentially being able to spend more money. But the reason for this episode today is obviously we offer like 28 days free plus coaching to gym owners who want to start with us. And there was someone who couldn't spend $30 a day. So I wanted to make a training for them, but it's going to be really, really valuable, even for people currently running ads, especially if you're spending like probably that $30 to $50 a day at the moment. Now, this episode potentially might be the last one where I'm not a father. So I'm very, very excited about that. For the guys that can see me on YouTube, I've been practicing my elbows for Thai boxing. I actually cut up my elbow a bit, but it's not on my elbow. So I was like on my elbow, so I was like landing them on my forearm. So then I still think I'm landing them on my forearm, which has been super, super, super frustrating for me. But I get off topic. Let's get into it. So look, if you want to start off at $30 a day, guys, that's totally fine. Okay. But you need to manage your expectations. Okay. And what I mean by that is $30 a day, it's not going to take your business to like 100K a month. It's all the seven-figure gyms that I'm super blessed to work with. They don't spend $30 a day. Okay. But it is a good place to be able to get started. Okay. Now, I just want to break down the math for you because I don't want you to have unrealistic expectations. Okay. So, look, your goal on $30 per day is going to be one sale per week. Now, the reason for that is the cost of acquisition, which means how much you pay Facebook to be able to get one sale on average is around about $150 to $200. So you're going to spend 210 per week. You want to aim for one sale. Now, what we're going to have to do within that, right, within your business is you need to get around 10 sales per week. Now, reason for that is because you convert roughly one to two out of every 10 leads. Okay. So for every 10 leads you get, you're going to get one to two sales. Now, if I put this in perspective, we work with some amazing businesses doing seven figures, multi seven figures, like up to the $5 million a year mark, so some total beast. Now, those businesses have professional sales teams. So they literally have like staff or one staff member or multiple staff members in their business who just call leads, follow up with leads, close consults. And on average, they convert around about 14 to 18% of their leads, meaning if they get 10 leads, they're converting 1.4 to 1.6. Okay. Now, that means these guys are calling leads, they're calling them frequently, they've got all their automations dialed in, they're like very, very, very professional outfits. And so that's when you're starting out. It might be a bit higher. Sometimes when you first run ads, or if you haven't ran ads, much before, your conversion rate's a bit higher for sure. But you're probably going to sit around that one sale every 10 leads. Okay, but before you switch on ads, you need to have awareness and understanding of these things. Now, it doesn't mean you'll be perfect. It doesn't mean that you'll be like have these systems completely dialed out at a super professional level at the start, but you need to have awareness of them. Now, the first one is on Facebook ads. You need to call your leads quickly. Okay. Ideally within 5 minutes, but every minute that you don't call a lead. So if I opt in now, say at 8:51 a.m. on a Tuesday, I think it is. If you call me at like 8:56 a.m., I'm going to know exactly what happened. I'm going to remember what I did. Okay. If you call me tomorrow, I've been bombed with all the stuff that's happening in my day, all the stuff that's happening about being a father soon, all the ads that I've been hit with, because on Facebook, if they opt in for like a local gym's ads, they get sent all the other gyms ads that day. Okay. They get absolutely bombed, not to mention all the other stuff that happens at work, within their life, all the other marketing messages that they do get. Okay, so you need to contact your leads quickly. Easy way to do this, guys, you just latch in ACR to your ads. When we run people's ads, that's why we give them a 28-day free trial on that. And so I opt in now at 8:51 a.m. By 8:52, you've got a text message saying Jimmy Pomponio, whatever the offer is in the number. So you can one click and call it. Okay, so that'll help you call the leads faster. And we have previous podcast episodes on that. So go and have a look at those. It goes like a little bit deeper onto that. Then also you need to follow up for 10 days. Okay. You'll be like calling leads and things like that. It's totally okay if they don't answer on the first day, second day, third day. if you go off this episode one day and just search, you can search in like ChatGPT or on Google, just on the sales stats, like how many sales do you close by following up with your leads more? It says like really good research studies on this and things like that. Now, I hope that you guys trust me. Okay. I don't say anything to try and fuck up your business. Just contact your leads for 10 days, right? Hit them pretty hard in the first couple of days, 2 to 3 calls a day for the first 3 days, then back it off a little bit, but call them for 10 days, text message them for 10 days. Okay. But then you also need to know what to say on the phone. Okay. And this leads into a couple of things, guys. So you need to know how you close sales. Now, we recommend closing sales in person for a gym. Why? Simply because that's all the seven-figure gym owners do. They're not closing over the phone. They're not fluffing around doing that. They're not fucking getting their sales sent to like a sales agency where they lose money for 8 weeks. They're calling a lead. The goal is to get that lead in for a consultation. And again, we've got trainings on that on the podcast. Just, scroll down or send me a message. I can send you that. Okay. But you need to know what to say on the phone. Okay. You need to identify, do they live or work in the area quickly? In case you got a lead from outside the area, it happens. Then you need to identify their goals to make sure your gym can actually help, why it's important, and then get them booked in for a consult, generally doing an A/B close. Okay. Which is like, hey, I've got a couple of times this afternoon. Which one suits? Okay. Because when you have someone on the phone or in a text message sequence, you have to do whatever you can to get them in within 24 hours. So if you're chatting to me here today at 8:54 a.m., it is now, right? You want to get me in today or at latest tomorrow. Ideally today, lunchtime, this afternoon, this evening, whatever that might be. You want to get your leads in quickly, okay, because it increases the amount of people that show up for your consults. You want to aim for roughly 7 out of 10 people to show up for consults. Look, it has been a little bit lower recently in people, booking consults and showing up, which is happening. But getting them in within 24 hours will help with that. Then you need to know what text to send. So we believe in messaging and what we call conversational messaging. Okay. Now, when you're texting leads, it has what I think like 97% open rate. So text is way better than email. A lot of the bigger gyms we work with, they don't even email their leads. They just call them, text them. Saves you heaps of time, right? Now, when we're talking about conversational messaging, okay, what we want is that individual to reply. Okay. And what I mean by that exactly, like really, really, really specifically for you guys, is this, right? When someone opts in for your ad, okay, about 5 minutes later, you'll message them, say me, for example, hey, Jimmy, thank you so much for showing interest at XYZ Fitness from our Facebook ad. Just wondering, what is your main goal at the moment? Losing weight, adding muscle, getting fitter? Let me know. Okay, so then that is a message, right, that you can send that is prompting a reply. So in your messages, you want to keep it short, personalized, expecting a response, the SPEAR principle, trying to get them to reply, from them to become a lead to an engaged lead. Okay. Now we have like a 15-week follow-up of this that we do for our clients. They get a message a day. Then it kind of like after 2 weeks, they don't get messages much, like once or twice a week. Then after 8 weeks, they just get one message a week to be able to make sure that after that 10 days where we're contacting them more, you're not going to call them after 10 days, but they have a little bit of communication going out, which just helps you make more money off your paid ads. And again, that's done in ACR, guys. Then you need to know how to get your consults to show. Okay, that would be messaging them as soon as they book. Okay, making sure, guys, you're not relying on automations. This consult might be worth $2,000 to your business. But again, you're using a conversational approach to get them to reply. It's not just like, hey, Jimmy, you're booking with XYZ Fitnesses tomorrow at 8 a.m. Can't wait to see you there, right? That is a really bad message to get someone to confirm because there's no conversational approach compared to like, hey, Jimmy, can't wait to meet you tomorrow at XYZ Fitness at 8 a.m. Here's our address. Can you just give me a reply? Yes, that's still a good time for you. Thanks heaps, whatever your name is. That is a conversational approach message, right? You want them to respond. And what I say to a lot of the people that I consult with is people who do this really well quite often are like good dentists, good physios and chiros, really good doctors, surgeons, things like that. Because what they do in those businesses is they have like professional admin team, right? So say a doctor that I go to, he's been amazing in my life. I've seen him for about 10 years now, is they have like admin people at the desk. So then what they'll do, they'll message me like the day before the consult. And if I don't reply, they'll start to call me in the afternoon. Okay. So in it, it's just always like reply why that you can attend. And you'll see like a lot of like professional businesses, especially service-based businesses, do that. So you want to kind of use what they do really well and just bring it into the fitness industry. And then obviously how to close the sale, okay? How to run your in-person consult. Now, to be fair, there sometimes might be a few little things, okay, that we fix with people that we work with, but this is usually kind of like the easiest thing, just to copy and paste what you're doing and then, keep running that to them essentially, because you're probably pretty good at closing. Okay, now you just have to have understanding, guys, that closing sales off paid ads is harder than closing referrals. Okay, and you need to be cool with that. But growing with paid ads will grow your business much faster than relying on referrals. Okay, and one of the things that we often do with businesses, and they will potentially run this annually, quarterly, a lot of our businesses like actually are doing it monthly at the moment, is they're offering like a special promotion to get people to pay in full for 12 or 6 months. Okay. And what that would look like, especially if you're really, really low on cash. And I do believe, like personally, that money in your bank account, someone actually paying you for 12 months in full, is way better than having someone on a direct debit, even if you have to give them some bonuses or discounts or whatever it is. Okay. Because you actually have that money then, right? And so, say just last week, I was working with a client and they were able to collect $15,000 off this message. Now, the goal off the back of it, we do have to get 6 people on direct debit. They collected a bit over 15,000. It wasn't exact. So the message that you'll send to your current members, don't message it to anyone else because they're not going to buy it. You don't want to lose that goodwill in your funnel. Would be like, hey, Jimmy, just want to let you know we're running a special promotion at the moment where you can get 20% off your membership if you join for 12 months. Do you want more information? Okay. And people are going to reply to that. You jump on a call with them, you say the price for a year, whatever that might be. Say it's like, $3,000. And say, for example, you guys get 5 people on that, right? You're going to collect, 15, what? So 3, 6, 9, 12, $15,000. Okay. Now, with that $15,000, you've got to put money aside for tax and all those different things. And then you have a simple goal, right? You've got $15,000. We're doing like happy dance, like bang, 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 money, 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 right? Hopefully you love money. I love money more than a lot of things in life. I love my wife. I love my son. I love my boxing. I love my mates, and I love money. And money's somewhere within that fucking spectrum. Okay, but then, right, you've got 15K, you've lost 5 clients on direct debit. But like, if you can't add 5 clients on direct debit with $15,000, then I'm not even here, right? Because it's going to cost you on ads, for example, it's going to cost you about $1,000 to be able to get those 5 people on debits. And you're like 14,000 in front, obviously minus tax and things like that. Okay, but the offer that is working best, and this is for people at the moment, they're spending $30 a day to our biggest client at the moment, spending around about $800 a day for their gyms. Okay, now the offer that is creating more 7-figure businesses than anything else is this. So I'm just going to give it to you. Okay, it is a free 28-day transformation challenge. So in the ad, it says like free 28-day transformation challenge, got the copy, all that stuff. I'm not going to go into the ads here today, just the offer. Now, what we do within a sales perspective of that, okay, because you don't want to run 28-day challenges, you don't want to run 6-week challenges because you've got to resell them, and it is an absolute fucking nightmare. Okay, is when they come in, right, they are going to get access to the free 28-day challenge if they join your gym for 12 months. Okay, so how that would play out financially. Let's just imagine your prices are $75 per week, right? I've opted into your ads. I'm the customer, you're the business owner in this example. I opted in, right? You followed me up, you had a chat to me on the phone, you got me booked in. Okay, within that consultation, okay, what you're going to do is talk to them about their goals over 12 months. Jimmy, you want to lose 10 kilos. Okay, great. That's going to take us about 20 weeks to hit maybe 24. What do you want to do after that? Oh, I want to become a pro boxer. Okay, cool. What do you have to do to hit that? I need to be stronger. I need to be more agile. I need to do this. Okay, and get a goal that is going to take 12 months. And there might be multiple goals within that process. Okay, it might be phase one goal, phase two goal, phase three goal, right? So you don't move forward on what they want to hit until it's something that takes 12 months or longer to hit. Okay. Now, when we talk about the financial aspects, right? Your business, okay, charges 75 a week. Now, what that will mean in the consultation is I pay 4 weeks today and then I get 4 weeks free, right? So if your prices are 75 a week, right, I would pay $150 today. That covers your ad spend, it covers your acquisition. And my next payment would come out in 8 weeks from today because I get 4 weeks paid, 4 weeks free. But the positives for you is, right, I'm in an agreement where my payments are going to continue for the following 11 months. Okay, so instead of signing up, right, let me get my phone out. Instead of signing up, say, someone to a 28-day challenge where you're collecting 300 bucks, within that sale, what you've actually signed me up for, 75 times 52 is a $3,900 package. Okay, wrapped up in an agreement. You don't have to resell them. You can just focus on getting amazing results. Now, that is a win-win-win for fucking everyone. It's a win for me because I get 4 weeks free and I commit. It is a massive win for you because you've just sold someone at a customer lifetime value of $3,900 instead of like 300 bucks where you've got to resell them. Cross your fingers. Maybe I get really busy with my kid. All this different shit that can happen, right? And that is an offer that is creating multiple seven-figure gyms at the moment. Now, there's a few variations of that with people that we work with. They might do 6 weeks free, things like that, but it's all some variation of that. Okay, because with that type of offer, right, there is heaps of gyms in your local area. At the moment, I'm in Manly. There's a gym called the Yard opening. There's also a gym called, I'm not sure what it's called. It's called like SIP or something, but it's like you do high intensity training like in a sauna. It's got recoveries, ice baths, things like that. And that's just the two that I'm aware of. And I don't spend a ton of time on social media. That's like literally coming in the next 2 months. Not to mention, right, the 40, 50, 60 other gyms in my area. So every gym is starting to run ads, right? They should be running ads. A majority of them will say, anywhere from like maybe 20 to 50% of people in your area will run ads. Now, when you run this offer, you're going to get lead cost at 50% cheaper than them, which means for your marketing dollar, right, you are getting double the amount of opportunities to be able to close sales. Now, your conversion rate's going to stay the same. It doesn't get better than that 10 to 20%, right? You're still going to convert 1 to 2 out of every 10 leads. Okay. But because you've got a better offer, you've got the best offer in the area, right? Is you're getting double the opportunities to be able to do this. Because I'm buying a month, getting a month free, you're profitable on your front end of your cost of acquisition, okay, on day one. And you've got me in an agreement for the next like 11 months after that. It is the biggest win-win-win-win-win-win situation for gym owners in the world. Okay. And if you're starting this on a small budget, anywhere up to $800 a day, this is going to be the offer that we recommend to run because it absolutely dominates every other offer that we have run. And we've done everything 24 weeks, $21 for 21 days, 10-week challenge, 8-week challenge, 6-week challenge, 4 weeks challenge, 21 days free, 7-day pass, 1-day pass. Like over like the last 12 years, I've literally done probably every offer that is imaginable for gyms. I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't, I've seen what images work, I've seen what videos work, I see what ad copies work, I see what type of automations work, I see what works off the back of a booking, calendar. I've seen everything. And right now, this is working the absolute best. It is an unstoppable beast to be able to grow gyms once, right, our team can really dive in with you, right, and make sure, okay, that you have the sales systems to back up the cheap lead cost and high volume of lead costs that you're getting. So, guys, I hope this added a fair bit of value to your business. Okay, remember, if you ever did want a hand with your ads, look, you're seeing this somewhere. You'll be able to find me if you really want to find me. Just send me a message. And if not, guys, stay really close to the next episodes on here. I'm just going to teach you guys everything you need to know to scale, okay, a seven-figure gym using paid ads. Now, you might not want to hit seven figures. That's totally cool. But if we can take the lessons that the seven-figure gyms are doing, implement it into your business, it means that anything up to seven figures is going to be pretty simple. And to be fair, we have gyms doing 200, 300, 400K a month, right? Using the systems that I'm going to share with you. I hope that you guys have an absolute incredible day wherever you are in the world. Okay, just remember to reach out if you ever do want, a hand with your ads and sales systems and things like that. I would really love to help.